Hi guys, how you doing? This is the 7th, 8th time I've tried to record this video over the last day or so. It's going to be a bit rambly because my thoughts aren't particularly coherent on it. I'm not going to do what I usually do and start off by saying this is going to be a really short video, because it probably isn't. But I want to talk about Meryl Streep, just like a lot of people have. And I'm going to try not to go over the ground that other people have gone over. Josh Barnett wrote something about it. Jack Slack wrote about it. They've covered a lot of really important points about what Meryl Streep said. Now, I'm not disagreeing with the basic premise of what she was saying, but the fact that she went to some length to describe the arts as this wonderful, all-inclusive thing that gives people this social mobility and brings people from every background and heritage and country and religion and draws them together and brings them into this one, and that's, you see what I mean about it being a bit rambling. You know, she described the arts like that, but then she said, you know, and if we get rid of that, then all we're left with is football and mixed martial arts, and they aren't arts at all. Well, no. I mean, in some ways I can see what she's saying, because, you know, if we're looking at actors, at least, pretending to be someone else for someone else's entertainment, that's not what mixed martial arts is, at all. If anything, mixed martial arts is the exact opposite of that, because it's showing yourself at your most core, the exact thing that makes you you. It's making yourself as vulnerable as you possibly can be in a competition where you'd have no control other than the strength of your character and the depth of your training for other people's entertainment. And that's not the same as playing a role, pretending to be someone else for others' entertainment, clearly. But to say that mixed martial arts isn't art, that seems a bit strange to me. You know, the earliest mixed martial arts, those from the period in which I specialise, people like Fig, Sutton, these really early, the Venetian gondolier, there's another foreigner that came over and was accepted into to Britain because he was a martial artist. These people were performers. They worked the crowd. They demonstrated their art, and yes, I use that word advisedly and very, very specifically. They demonstrated their art on stage in front of crowds of people. And to suggest that the modern derivative of what they did isn't art is just ridiculous. And to suggest that mixed martial arts, by implication, doesn't have this social mobility is absolutely crazy. It always has had. Look at John Jackson, born the son of a tradesman, ended up close personal friend of Lord Byron, who, incidentally, was a fighter as well as a massively well-respected poet. Does that mean he wasn't an artist? Or does that mean that he was an artist but not when he was fighting, but only when he was writing? Don't know. Look at Molyneux, born a slave, won his freedom, travelled across the world and lived in society in the UK. Look at Richmond, born a slave, adopted into a family of British nobility. Look at Mendoza, a Sephardic Jew who, through nothing but the use of his fists, rose through society to become the first ever Jew to speak to the reigning monarch of Great Britain. That's social mobility, right? Anyway, I'm not going to go into too much more detail. Go and check out Jack Slack's article. It was quite a lengthy article, very well written, obviously considerably better thought out than what I'm saying now, despite the many attempts that I've taken to get here. But what I want to do is boil this all down to one tiny little core point, one principle that I think is the most important bit. The whole gist of what Meryl Streep was saying was that Trump, in mocking and deriding a disabled reporter, did something horrific that goes against everything that the arts stand for. Now, she's in a better position than me to judge that, but it's hard to disagree. But in doing that, she excluded and derided a group of people. And that to me seemed utterly preposterous, to say, I don't like this man because he did this thing, but I'm going to do the self-same thing about some other people. So, Meryl Streep, if you're watching this, and obviously, why wouldn't you? Grow up, please. You know, it's a ridiculous thing to say. Not only are you ignoring this huge artistic and performance-based heritage that mixed martial arts still has and has had for hundreds and hundreds of years, but you're doing the self-same thing. So stop it. Go and watch some fights, get involved in it, see how it affects the people that watch it, the fans of these, people who, they may not be middle-class, Prosecco drinking fans of high theatre and, you know, the kind of films that you're in, but that doesn't mean they don't enjoy a performance. And that's what mixed martial arts do. They give you a performance. Anyway, I'll stop now. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you think. Am I talking rubbish, or was she talking rubbish? Have you read Jack Stack's article? What do you think of that? Anyway, take care guys, I'll see you around.